Today, students across the country walked out of their schools in protest of gun laws after the massacre at Parkland, Florida. We investigate the rise of students that are becoming interested in political affairs. Good afternoon, I'm Ben Phillips.
And I'm Stephanie Zambrano. Coming up next, we will look at student campaigning in the Omaha Metro.
All this and more right here on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
There have been 34 threats made against Omaha Public Schools since the Parkland school shooting in Florida. Omaha News reporter Mitchell Linneman investigates what members of the community are doing to train teachers and students if they find themselves confronted by an active shooter.
Hey, kids, grab your desks, line them up against the door. Quick.
Trevor Thrasher, owner and instructor at 88 Tactical, is teaching the importance of teamwork when confronted with an active shooter.
This is actually the first one we taught, called School Safe. The other ones we've taught mostly to adults or older teenagers. So it's the first kind of mixed group that I've had with teachers and students.
There are three choices when confronted with an active shooter: run and escape, barricade and hide, or fight back.
I'm going to go one direction or the other. Run, run, run. There's a great statistical representation of the shooting at Virginia Tech, and it basically shows the decline in number of people injured or killed based upon whether they responded effectively, worked as a group, and acted early. Disappear.
If everybody's talking and making that plan, just like those guys on the train, hey, let's go get them.
If he does happen to come around the corner when I'm here at the point of cover, I can come in and I can choose to fight if that's my option at the time.
Thrasher says in certain situations, fighting is the best option for survival.
Just however you think you would do it, without thinking. Boom. He's got a hold of it, so he calls for help. Just say, help, help, help.
Nikki, a third grade teacher in Omaha, plans to take what she learned back to her classroom.
I think having a plan for myself and having a plan for the kids is going to make everything feel much more comfortable for us.
For the Omaha News, I'm Mitchell Linneman.
Thrasher said he is excited to spread awareness to students and teachers, and that if his class were to save even a single life, that would be incredibly rewarding to him.
Students across the nation participated this morning in the National School Walkout, a protest sparked by last month's Parkland school massacre and fueled by years of anger about what many argue are inadequate gun laws. The official walkout started at 10 a.m. in each time zone. Students stayed outside for 17 minutes. 1 minute for each of the 17 people killed in the Parkland massacre exactly 1 month ago. The movement had three main demands for Congress: ban assault weapons, require universal background checks before gun sales, and pass a gun violence restraining order law that would allow courts to disarm people who display warning signs of violent behavior. In the Omaha Metro, several walkouts have been reported, ranging from middle schools to universities.
In the 2012 election, millennials cast 22.5 million votes for president. In the 2016 election, that number grew to 24 million votes. Reporter Julie Trin takes a look into what is causing the rise in youth involvement with political campaigns.
Millennials are already the largest group of potential voters and are destined to dominate American politics in decades to come. But what is it that fuels their political engagement?
I remember the silence, you know. No one could speak, no one could dissent. No one could express any dissatisfaction with the way the government was operating.
Dina Kolani was born in Syria and has a dual citizenship in the United States. She started getting involved in politics in high school.
The tragedy that has befallen Syria has absolutely mobilized me to push forward to a better future, a more just world.
Kalani studies political science at UNO while working at a law firm and also as candidate for state legislature Megan Hunt's campaign manager.
Megan and I were talking and she was like, look, I trust you and I want you to do this. And I was like, I want to do this.
Not all millennials will have the opportunity to be a campaign manager, but most will be able to work in different aspects, according to Matt Holtmeyer.
In 2016, though, we had over 150 young volunteers in college and high school.
Holtmeyer works as a deputy political director on 2nd District Congressman Don Bacon's campaign team. Holtmeyer started his journey in politics as a volunteer on Bacon's campaign in 2006.
But if you're willing to throw all of your weight behind it, it's a life-changing experience. It pushes you in a new direction. It's something that not a lot of other people get to experience. Without a doubt, I'm going to remember for the rest of my life.
For the Omaha News, I'm Julie Trin.
Primary elections, Nebraska state offices will take place on May 15th. The general election will be held on November 6th.
Stephen Hawking, the British theoretical physicist who overcame a debilitating disease, has died at age 76. Hawking was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease in 1963 when he was 21, and doctors initially only gave him a few years to live. The disease left Hawking wheelchair-bound and paralyzed. Considered by many to be the world's greatest living scientist, Hawking was also a cosmologist, astronomer, mathematician, and author of numerous books, including the landmark A Brief History in Time, which has sold more than 10 million copies.
When we return, we talk about going into the arts industry and how some are getting ahead to be successful.
And next, in preparation for St. Patrick's Day, we take you to the Omaha St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Stand by to come out to the open in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade up, press 1, time.
We walk in straight lines, carved into stony paths, colder than ice baths and just as suffocating. Our breaths are just undulating to the beat of car horns and ticking, ticking time. Separated in forests of chopped, sanded, paint-dripping trees marked with rosewood X's. I've left enough houses to know these were never our homes, but the memories nurse us until our minds fade away just as scars on our skin.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
This is the Omaha News.
According to the Americans for the Arts, about 676,000 businesses are involved in the creation or distribution of the arts and employ 3.5 million people. Despite this, we often hear how hard the art industry is for new graduates to be successful. Reporter Ryan Holst shows us local artists who are already on the path to success.
Illustration or theater. No matter the form, the arts require immeasurable talent, but sometimes don't result in success. With some art professions, such as graphic design, only having a 4% growth in the next 10 years, the situation leaves some aspiring artists worried.
First of all, they should be worried.
Les Bruning, an artist who has done sculpture work around the country, is well versed in the struggles of an artist and is always willing to help aspiring artists achieve success.
A lot of the things that I started doing in the late 60s and the 70s, some of those features still show up in my work today. My vocabulary is huge, and if you don't work on a continual basis, you can't develop that vocabulary.
Heeding that advice is Kara Bernbeck, a graphic design artist who has been practicing the form since an early age and, despite the odds, is optimistic for what the future holds.
I'm not really worried about finding a job since there are so many graphic design jobs in every single city, but trying to find what I want to do as a graphic designer is probably my struggle.
Local rap group the Wabi Sabi Gang, made up of 2 UNO students, is already on the path to success and are now looking to label their music and make the big time.
They want to build a dynasty. Just include as much people as we can, make the connections, and make it maybe a global thing.
There are hundreds of art students graduating in May across the Omaha Metro. And while some students may be worried, there is hope in the future.
Do not give up. Do not.
You just have to keep working. You can't worry about what everybody else is doing. You just need to do something that feels right for you.
For the Omaha News, I'm Ryan Holst.
A study by the Arts Council found that 4% of creative workers are self-employed.
The United Kingdom will expel 23 Russian diplomats from the country after concluding that the Russian state is responsible for the attempted murder of a former Russian spy and his daughter on a British soil, a step that marks a serious escalation of hostilities between London and Moscow. This will be the single biggest expulsion of Russian diplomats in more than 30 years, stated by Prime Minister Theresa May. She set out a raft of measures intended to target Russian assets and strengthen UK defenses. The 23 diplomats who May said had been identified as undeclared intelligence agents will only have 1 week to leave.
St. Patrick's Day is not until Saturday, but celebrations have already started in Omaha. Carissa Lauber reports on the Omaha St. Patrick's Day Parade and other holiday activities going on this week.
Omaha has over a dozen different St. Patrick's Day events throughout the week leading up to the holiday. The Omaha St. Patrick's Day Parade kicked off the celebrations a week early and consisted of Irish dancing, music, and a lot of green. The parade, which was founded in 1878, drew in hundreds of spectators, including newcomers and those who attend every year.
Grab the 2 grand boys and come down and watch the police and firemen in the parade. We've been on this corner for probably 6 or 7 years now.
This is going to be our first St. Patrick's Day Parade. Brought the kids down here.
The Omaha St. Patrick's Day Parade is sponsored by the Ancient Order of Hibernians, a Catholic Irish-American fraternal organization. The parade and post-parade events are just a few of Omaha's St. Patrick's Day celebrations.
When it is actually St. Patrick's Day, we'll probably go out with friends to some local establishments and have some green beer and eat some corned beef and cabbage.
Some other St. Patrick's Day themed events this week include River Dance, an Irish dance show at the Orpheum Theater, the Shamrock Run in Exarban Village, and celebrations at several Omaha pubs including O'Connor's Irish Pub and Maloney's Irish Pub. For the Omaha News, I'm Carissa Lauber.
To learn more about Omaha's St. Patrick's Day activities, visit the calendar page on the Omaha World Herald website.
A California payments company plans to open its second North American Operations Center in Omaha by this summer. The business will be employing about 300 people within a year and has a hiring starting next week. The company I2C, Incorporated of Redwood City, California, helps financial institutions, corporations, and government agencies with credit, debit, prepaid, and other payments throughout a cloud-based computer system. The company said its Omaha investment would total $30 million over 4 years.
Coming up, we talk about how the Nebraska Humane Society handles animal behavior and placement.
And next, we go deep in the UNO library to learn more about its archives and special collections.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Filmstreams is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the presentation and discussion of film as an art form. By showing films from different countries, probably something a lot of people don't get to expose to very often, but that's something we can do here in the theater. We are in the middle of an extraordinary period of growth. We were gifted the Dundee Theater on 50th and Dodge. That does mean expanding to a second location, of course. We depend on our volunteers to help us make the theater run. Volunteers do everything from helping us up in the office. They could help us run materials around town, like marketing materials, posters, and things like that. The biggest thing is ticket taking. If anybody is interested in volunteer opportunities in the arts, no matter what your age. It's a great opportunity. It's a happy place, it's an exciting place, and you're a part of a community.
I've been volunteering here at the museum since October of 2014. My favorite part right now really is the Bohemian Cafe. There's just such memories connected with the things that they donated to the museum. It's just part of the Omaha culture, along with the Czech culture. It's just such fun to have people come in and remember things by looking at what we have here.
I am a senior music education student in the School of Music. I'm a PR and advertising major in the School of Communications.
I'm a senior and I'm a communication studies major.
Senior, majoring in creative writing.
I'm a communication studies student.
I love band and I knew that I always wanted to be involved in music some way. There was never really any question of anything else.
I love CFEM so much. They've helped me out a lot, just letting me know that they're here for me, that there's a support system.
It gives you such a good opportunity to grow and hone your skills, and I think you really learn things about yourself. And I know I've gotten opportunities at UNO and because of CFAM that I wouldn't be able to anywhere else.
The core reason why I'm a communication studies major is because I really just love helping people.
My favorite part about poetry is just escaping into a different world. I can talk about it for hours and hours.
What you like to do is like your superpower.
This is the Omaha News.
Puppies. Everybody loves puppies. When anyone talks about pet shelters and rescue societies, you usually get pictures of puppies. But the Omaha News reporter Alex Westling tells us that while the Nebraska Humane Society has no trouble with puppies and little fluffy dogs, the NHS takes care of many other dogs with issues both real and perceived.
The Nebraska Humane Society is unique among shelters. While others can pick and choose which animals to take in, the NHS defines itself as a home for animals with nowhere else to go.
So there are all kinds of reasons that animals are surrendered. A lot of times it's for behavioral reasons.
These behavioral issues can take a diverse number of forms. Each dog the NHS takes in
Gets a behavior assessment before going up for adoption, so we can determine if it's an adoption candidate or if maybe it needs some more help.
Alicia estimates that each year around 300 to 400 dogs will need to work with her team on behavior modification.
We mostly work with fearful dogs and unruly dogs.
Using methods like counter-conditioning, where they associate treats and rewards with scenarios the animals are afraid of.
We can change that emotional state and then put them up for adoption once they're a little bit more comfortable interacting with people.
There are plenty of perceived problems as well. While puppies and toy dogs, like so, go with the wind, there are still plenty of dogs that tend to linger, in particular large mixed breeds and old dogs.
Oh, older animals are fabulous!
Pam Weiss, Public Relations for the Nebraska Humane Society, advertises these senior canines as the finished package, having gone for all the training they'll need.
You're not going to need to play fetch with them for 5 hours like you are the young adolescent dog that needs that in order not to eat your house.
Weiss will do a lot to market these animals that tend to linger, always looking to find the best situation for each animal.
Because that's what our end goal is to try to get all of the dogs and the cats and the mini pigs with people who really want them and who will give them great homes.
For the Omaha News, I'm Alex Wesley.
You can always visit the Nebraska Humane Society at 8929 4th Street to look for rescue pets of all sorts.
City Council President Ben Gray and Councilman Pete Festerson want the city to require grocery stores and small retailers to collect 5 to 10 cents for plastic bags. The councilman said they're also looking into how the city could encourage people to take reusable bags to do their shopping. Festerson said they're not looking to ban plastic bags like some other cities have done. Mayor Southard said the Nebraska Grocery Industry Association, which told her about the proposal, has offered a compromise under which people who return plastic bags to grocers would get a nickel.
The UNO Library's Archives and Special Collections is home to thousands of historic artifacts. Reporter Danielle Meadows tells us how the often overlooked area of the library is preserving the university's history.
UNO's Chris Library. Archives and Special Collections is like the university's very own museum.
It was really the beginning of the university in 1908. Someone on campus has been saving material.
From photos to documents, director Amy Schindler helps preserve 100 years of UNO history.
We have, the very early board minutes, financial records, student publications like yearbooks.
Some items require storage in a climate-controlled space, so even when Nebraska can't decide which season it's in, the temperature remains stable.
So that's what's best for our paper, photographs, audio and visual, and other formats.
Archives and Special Collections currently has 2 exhibits on display outside their entrance. The first celebrates 60 years of Opera Omaha, while the other displays artifacts from retired Senator Chuck Hagel.
What's here, it's unique, and it's really a very rich source.
Lori Schwartz specializes in artifacts and documents from former Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel, who graduated from UNO in 1971.
When he left the U.S. Senate, where he served from 1997 to 2008, he donated his papers to the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
The collection contains hundreds of items, ranging from photos of Hagel's service in the Vietnam War to government documents. He returns to his alma mater a few times every year.
It's just a delight for everyone. We're all laughing and smiling, and it's a great time.
For the Omaha News, I'm Danielle Meadows.
Archives and Special Collections is open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Archivists host events each semester, including Fridays with the Archives, where guests learn to care for their own personal artifacts.
When we come back, we discuss the new local gaming trend from Germany that only requires a hammer, nail, and a block of wood.
And we discuss the rise of veganism and whether the diet change is actually healthy for you.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Brilliance is born in the dark. As a spark when dawn just breaks, before the grades, the praise, the views, amongst the books, the smell of half-eating breakfast, the like-minded in the silence, they'll find you. You who sees more than meets the eyes and tirelessly chases ideas, progress your muse and failure your teacher. And those here see the same in you, the spark before the fire. In the lab, in the cafe, amongst the books. Because you are a maverick. You are brilliant, and brilliance is born in the dark. The UNO Chris Library, hours 7 to midnight, Sunday through Thursday. To learn more, visit unomaha.edu/chrislibrary.
One fade up one like a cue.
The first vegetarian society was formed in England in 1847. The society's goal was to teach people what it is possible to be healthy without eating meat. Reporter Analia Ramirez shows us why this statement may be true.
Veganism is a way of life that alters diet, clothing, and other decisions with the goal of ending exploitation of animals. Registered dietitian Rebecca Moning explains veganism is healthy.
Veganism is healthy. It's a healthy way to eat. In fact, there's a lot of good research around people choose a vegan diet to reduce their cholesterol, to lose weight, to be healthier.
Vegan foods are free of all animal products. UNO student Stoyan Kresovich talks about his experience as a vegan.
I've been a vegan for 2 years now. I wasn't feeling good when I ate meat, and I've been feeling a lot better since I stopped.
Approximately 5% of the U.S. is vegetarian, and about half of those are vegan, which means 7.5 million Americans abstain from the use of animal products.
I see a bigger shift now, or larger interest in vegan diets here in Omaha.
Kresovich shares with us what he prefers to eat.
A lot of beans, lentils, veggie burgers are always good, the occasional salad.
Researchers have shown that a more plant-based diet may help prevent, treat, or reverse some of our leading causes of death.
Even if you don't want to go 100% vegan, I think a great way to be healthier is to explore vegan meals once in a while in your diet.
For the Omaha News, I'm Analia Ramirez.
According to Nelson, a food manufacturer, demand for plant-based products have increased more than 140% in the previous year.
Hammerschlagen is joining washers, pool, and darts as popular games in Nebraska pubs. Omaha News reporter Justin Doring talks about taking a swing at the game from Germany.
No. Just like darts, some things improve your performance.
It looks like a carpentry lesson, but actually it's a game of skill called Hammerschlagen.
Is going to be the one that wins the round, and it's the best of 5 to win the match.
Chris Bettini of Uberhaus German Beer Hall explains the game and its roots in German culture.
Family game kind of thing. It started about 150 years ago. You find it around festivals.
The trick to Hammerschlagen is striking a nail flush into a large tree log using the small wedge end of a 2-pound engineer's hammer.
Game of challenge, and you get your friends together and have some fun.
Originating in Europe, Hammerschlagen came to the United States in the 1950s. And though it's kind of scarce in the Midwest, it's starting to make its way around.
Julia Grossman says the game will be a feature of their annual Bachfest.
Festivals are fun. Like, I mean, you come in with the mindset you don't know what's going to happen, and then you come to our festivals, and you're kind of like, whoa, how did I just step into Germany off the streets of Omaha?
In the Blackstone District for the Omaha News, I'm Justin Doring.
Uberhaus offers adult league play, just like darts, pool, and softball. Visit their Facebook page for details on how you can start your own team.
The NCAA Men's Basketball Midwest Regional Semifinals and Finals come to the CenturyLink Center on March 23rd and the 25th. The city was selected in late 2014 as one of 4 cities to host the 2018 regional games, along with Atlanta, Los Angeles, and Boston. The Metropolitan Entertainment and Convention Authority is already getting the CenturyLink ready for crowds with the installation of concrete barriers and walk-through metal detectors. The bracket was released last Sunday, but in the last 30 days, 829 articles have used Omaha, along with words March Madness, NCAA Basketball Tournament, or College Basketball Tournament, reaching 633 million online viewers and readers nationwide.
That's all for today. We'll be back in 2 weeks with new stories.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News. From all of us here at the Omaha News, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Radio as a whole is just a place for anybody who's interested in, music, sports, news, radio.
It's a Rebel G production.
Mav Radio is my platform to show my ability and my skills, and also be able to reach out and meet other people and network. So Mav Radio means everything to me because it is me. My name is D.K. Kellum. I'm the music director, and welcome to Mav Radio.
Heartland Pride is an organization that promotes and celebrates diversity within the Omaha metro area. We host the annual Pride Festival, we host the parade, and we do host other events. Individual joins Heartland Pride, I think what they gain is a broader ideal of not only themselves but the community as a whole. In order to see a change in the community that I live in every day, I need to be that change.
You've always known you were a leader. Someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons. To learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.